Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this video. I would like to talk to you about the battle for the budget. As you know, citizens have to tighten the belt. State budgets are being cut. And governments have to look for new savings. People are suffering. But what is the European Union saying? They are saying, we need more money. We want more money. How is that to be explained? Look at the European Parliament, to the budget for 2013 and the budget for the period 2014-2020. The European Parliament wants to increase next year's budget by 6.8%. That's quite a lot, whereas many budgets in member states are being reduced by 6.8%. And for the period 2014-2020, the European Parliament and also the European Commission wants to increase the budget by 5%. Now I think that is amazing. It is ridiculous and it is completely out of touch. If we look at the countries, the member states, then we'll see very clearly what countries are against and what are in favour. The countries which are net payers, of course, are against. The United Kingdom, the Netherlands, Sweden, Germany, Finland, Austria. But 15 countries, they call themselves the Friends of Cohesion, are in favour. Spain, Portugal, Italy, Greece and other countries. So there is a cliff in the European Union, a cleavage in fact between North and South. Now if you ask me the question, does the European Union need more money? I say no, there's no reason for it. If you look for example at the Court of Auditors that examines the accounts of the European Union, for 18 years in a row the Court of Auditors has not approved the accounts of the European Union. About 4 to 5% of the EU money is not well spent. Well, that should be already a reason to be very careful. Secondly, the structural funds is a very big part of the European budget, but 40% of those structural funds go to rich countries. There is no need for that. If the rich countries take care of their own poor regions, then we can focus the structural funds of the EU on the poor regions of the poor countries. I think that is reasonable, and these regions can even receive more money than now. So there is no need to pump all this money around, because now there are lots of bureaucrats that try to pay as little as possible into the EU budget in order to get out as much as possible. It's the wrong way around, there is no need for it. So we have to reform the budget. And thirdly, there are the projects. We have a problem of an absorption capacity. Some countries simply do not have good projects anymore. If you look at Spain, what projects can we still have? Spain has many airports, many motorways, many high-speed train connections, and yet it has an unemployment of 25% and a youth unemployment of 50%. More structural funds do not help. Spain has to improve its competitiveness. So just more and more projects do not work, and for example in Greece there is no absorption capacity at all because the Greek government has no money to co-fund the projects. Now the European Parliament has two Pavlov dogs running around. The first one is of course we need more money, and the second one is we need more resources. We need our own resources and our own revenues. So the European Union wants to have the competence to raise taxes, to introduce taxation. Now the first source of taxation that people were thinking about in the European Parliament was the financial transaction tax. But this proposal is dead upon arrival because the United Kingdom, for the right reasons, is against it. The second one is an idea to raise a European VAT, a VAT. And there's a proposal made by Member of Parliament Mr. De Hane. He's a very nice man, I know him personally, the former Prime Minister of Belgium, but he produced a proposal of which I think he doesn't understand it himself. It's so complicated, completely incomprehensible. And I think it is not going to work, and I don't think it's right for the EU to have a sort of a tax competence, because it would introduce taxation and then only increase it. Now if we look at the budget, it might well be that this summit will produce no agreement on an annual budget for next year, nor on a budget for the period 2014-2020. And then what is going to happen? We don't know. There is a battle for the budget. The European Parliament is being unreasonable. Mr. Schulz, the President of this Parliament, and he looks a bit like a drilling sergeant, says that we will have no compromise which is lower than a certain percentage. So he is saying we need more money, and he is very defiant versus the UK and the other net paying countries. Now let me be honest, the EU needs a budget, and let's have a freeze on 1% of EU GDP. I think that will be reasonable. We can do more with less. That is reasonable, because citizens have to do more with less. And we also have to reform the budget. Not try to spend as much as possible in all directions, but be more careful in what we're doing. And I think we have to focus much more on the quality of the budget than on the quantity, as we are doing now. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, it's better to have no budget at all than a bad budget. So let's work and let's think about reforming the budget, and let's use the time that will be available if this summit fails. Thank you very much.